Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and if you hear lawnmowers and blowers, it's because you do. So the guy across the street is having his yard mowed and all, and they're working on his yard, and so I just decided I wouldn't wait. It's just a part of it. Okay, I had some people asking me about the Black Friday deal on the Pure VPN, and yeah, it's got 3 days and 16 hours left. It's an 82% off deal. For those of you that don't know what that is, many of you are familiar with an antivirus software, but anybody that's in crypto needs to have that and a virtual private network. This is from their website. What is a VPN? A virtual private network is a service that protects your privacy and sensitive data by creating an encrypted tunnel and masking your IP address. VPNs let you use public Wi-Fi safely, hide your browsing activity, access restricted websites, etc. So there's a lot of, anytime these crypto markets get hot, especially, things start to, what is that beeping sound? Okay, I don't know what that beeping sound was. All right. Okay. All right. I know what it was now. All right, sorry. But anyway, this, I use one of these, and you need to just, it's what you need to be safe. Now, Leonidas put out this interview. Brad Garlinghouse was on CNBC, and as I go into this, I want to tell you what I think is going on, folks. Remember, CNBC and all the traditional financial media, they haven't touched this Ethereum story with a 10-foot pole. I think they all desperately need this story to go away. They do not want a spotlight. CNBC and the Ethereum guys and everybody involved, all the people that are on the timeline, the venture capital working group, I assure you that none of them want this story going anywhere near Congress. And look, I've said it before on this channel, I don't want to hurt Ethereum, I don't want to hurt Bitcoin. All we want is a level playing field. But it's not our fault that you all put yourselves in this situation and put the industry in this situation. You had a choice back in 2018 to work on behalf of the industry or work to try to create a monopoly for Ethereum and Bitcoin. You chose the wrong path. And so we're here to expose the truth until we get our level playing field that you should have created in 2018 and did not. And so, sorry, but we will continue going down this road until the level and I don't care if it's Congress or if it's the courts or whatever, but we want a level playing field. If there had been a level playing field on June 14th when Bill Hinman gave his speech in 2018, if he had created a level playing field at that point and given some kind of safe harbor to all digital assets instead of trying to create a monopoly for Ethereum and Bitcoin, XRP, XLM, some of these better technologies would be way ahead of those two, and everybody knows it. And I'm a dog with a bone, and I'm not letting the bone go till we have the level playing field the way it's supposed to be in the United States of America, a level playing field, free markets where there's actual competition and the better tech wins, the better companies win, the better products win. Okay, that's all we want. I'm glad for Ethereum and Bitcoin to do well and survive, if they can do it in a competitive environment on a level playing field. So what you now have, what I believe you have now, I believe that what you now have is all of the same forces that were behind that are now trying to help this thing along. And that includes the congressional hearings that were created yesterday. They're going to have congressional hearings on December 8th. You're now seeing this press on CNBC. Let's watch what Brad Garlinghouse said when he was on CNBC.
Tech Abu Dhabi is underway, and I had a chance to speak with the Ripple CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, who weighed in on a number of issues around the sector and the company during our conversation. So I started by getting his view on some of the macro trends driving momentum in Bitcoin and other major cryptocurrencies through the pandemic and where prices could go next. He He said, of course, we've seen increased adoption here. There's new institutional support, positive regulatory developments in the crypto space as well. But he also said there's one other major trend that's really making him and others pretty bullish on cryptos over the long term. Listen in.
Another macro trend that certainly people have talked about, I think creates tailwinds for the crypto industry, is global inflation. Here at home in the United States, you're seeing inflation that we haven't seen for decades. And when people are concerned about holding a fiat currency that might be inflating and thus devaluing, they're looking at how can I hold other assets that won't have that same inflationary dynamics. So look, I'm not here to predict exactly where the crypto markets will be next year, but I think if you step back and take a long view, a 5-year view, a 10-year view, these are real technologies that are fundamentally reworking how our financial infrastructure works. And I'm very bullish and very optimistic about what that longer term horizon looks like.
So, there is a lot happening in this space. We saw Bitcoin hitting an all-time high of almost 70,000 US dollars earlier on in the month. And despite falling below 60,000 in recent days, its year-to-date return has really outpaced even the most traditional hedges against inflation, such as gold. Interesting as well, while Garlinghouse is pretty bullish on the outlook for Bitcoin.
Okay, I guess he didn't let me make sure. He didn't, oh, yeah, he did. Let me go to this part.
We're seeing a pretty good progress despite a slow-moving judicial process in the federal courts. Clearly we're seeing good questions asked by the judge, and I think the judge realizes this is not just about Ripple. This will have broader implications, and I think that's a very good thing. I'm hopeful that, certainly in 2022, there'll be closure here. But look, I think seeing countries like the UAE provide leadership, I mentioned Japan and Singapore and Switzerland, ultimately we need those things on a global basis. And if you look at the macro trend line for crypto regulation globally, you're seeing it's moving very much in a positive direction. That's not to say there are countries like, say, China or India that have at times stepped back and had concerns, but in general, the direction of travel is very positive.
So Ripple has some issues in the home market, which is why it's looking to the Middle East for growth. It just opened.
Okay, so just wanted to show you that. And then CNBC on their website put this up, Ripple seeing good progress in SEC case over XRP. Outcome expected next year. So they're giving, when I read that headline, that's a positive slant. And I believe that all these people, I believe all these forces, they want this Ethereum free pass conversation to go away so bad they can taste it. And I am happy for that conversation to go away. But it is not going away. Not from this guy. Other people may make it go away. But it's not going away here until we have a level playing field. And we're not conspiracy theorists. We're not trying to create things out of thin air and just wild theories. We're showing their own words in video. We're showing their own words in podcasts. We're showing timelines that are factual, that have been pieced together from the words of all the people involved. And we will continue to do so until we get a level playing field. But I want you to make sure you get out of this what's important. At some point, this lawsuit's going away. And Ripple, you're not putting the Ripple or XRP genie back in the bottle. And that's why I keep telling you, Linked2 had tweeted this out yesterday. They had a small lot of Ripple private equity on their platform. That's linqto.com, one of my sponsors. And I keep telling you, right now, here's what I'm doing. And I've bought Ripple equity, but I'm also buying XRP and I'm buying XLM, and because I think that I've always considered those kind of brothers and sisters, like they're doing two different things, but they always move together. They both achieved their all-time high on the exact same day. I think it was January 14th, 2018. Well, that's one hell of a coincidence, I've always thought. I showed it to you yesterday. Okay. Mr. Intuitive, who is the official cool guy of the Digital Asset Investor channel, sent me this one. Here's a clip of someone interviewing Hester Pierce.
But there are other cryptocurrencies that people are concerned could be classed as a security. And I know you can't speak to any specifically, but from the SEC standpoint, do you think that there could be more and other cryptocurrencies that have the same future as XRP is going through right now?
Well, again, I don't want to talk about any specific crypto asset, but I think it's telling that our chair Gensler has said that he sees most digital assets as being securities. And that may be a different view than I personally take. But I think there's been a very expansive reading of the definition of security, not only in the context of crypto assets, to be fair. It's been in other areas as well. We've taken a pretty expansive view. And so, that's kind of the world we're living in. So the question then I say is, okay, I might disagree with my colleagues on how broad that definition should be. But if we're going to use that broad definition, we need to think about, what does that mean? What is that? If you put the label security on something, a whole set of rules has to follow from a whole set of requirements follows from that, right? And so how are we going to deal with those requirements in the digital asset space, where those requirements could prevent people from doing things they might otherwise do? So there are a lot of hard questions we have to answer if we're going to define a lot of crypto assets as securities, as some want to do.
Looks like that looks like a pretty fun place where she's at. I was sitting there thinking while she was talking, I'll bet you if you sat down and had a couple of glasses of wine with Hester Pierce, I bet you money, I know I could get it out of her. I'll bet you if the truth were known behind the scenes, she would dog cuss Bill Hinman and Jay Clayton for what they did. Because if you remember, Jay Clayton did not bring her in the loop on that Bill Hinman speech because he knew that she would raise objections. And so he didn't bring her in on it. She wasn't copied in. Now, there was a bunch of other people copied in on those emails. We're still waiting to find out who those were. But I'll bet you she wants to punch those guys in the face the way that they handled that and how shady it was. Oh, speaking of shady, here's Anthony Diorio. I'm not saying he's shady, but he's from Ethereum. Listen to what he has to say. This is I'm not going to show that one. I want to show you this one. This is a video, an interview that he did with who was it? Stansberry Research. Listen to this.
As we prepared to raise capital to fund the development work, we started to hear these crazy numbers of what might come in this crowd sale that we were going to do, and we actually tried to slow it down a bit because it started getting out of control. What kind of capital we heard might be coming in, and at the end of the day, in the summer of 2014, we raised 40,000 Bitcoin to fund the development and to give people Ether when the product launched. And I think that's kind of when we started seeing the numbers. It was a multi-day crowd sale. It went on for weeks, and as you start seeing the accumulation of capital coming in and starting to see that there's thousands of people that were willing to take a risk with us on something that didn't exist yet, but that idea had sparked something with them that they were willing to bet on us and what we were doing, and was when things started getting really big. And then when it launched and the price started, moving and more people, it just became this kind of steamroller of community and people and tech and developers all coming together with a project that people saw has an ability to really create a lot of positive.
No, see, this is what infuriates me every time I see any of this bull crap. Is it makes me so mad, because if you remember the Bill Hinman speech, what he said was, well, setting aside that Ethereum was issued as a security. Well, you're not, Jay Clayton didn't set it aside when he dropped the lawsuit on Ripple. He didn't say, oh, setting aside what Ripple's done in the past, we're going to focus on what it is now. No, that's not what they said. They're reaching back to like 2013, whether you believe that they did anything wrong or not. The point is that you can't have an SEC that's going to set aside for Ethereum, but then reach back for other people. And that's why Joseph Grunfest, and John Deaton has put this out a lot, that's why Joseph Grunfest, and the ex-SEC commissioner, told Jay Clayton that. He said, if you do this, this is going to make it look like the SEC, it's not going to make it look like, it's going to show that the SEC has something shady going on there, picking winners and losers. And that's exactly what it did, because that's what they did do. And we've proven it. We have the timeline, we have the video, we have it all. And they know we have it all, and that's why they're trying to make this go away as fast as possible. I wanted to show you this. I'm not involved in this in any way. I just wanted to give this guy some credit. I appreciate it. The Cryptoons. He did a bunch of Simpson. They're like Simpsons looking NFTs of people that are involved in XRP on social media, and I'm almost embarrassed. He did one of me. That's the NFT, and so I just thought it was interesting, and I appreciate it. What a talented guy. And thanks for reminding me that I'm losing my hair. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I thought he did an excellent job, but I appreciate it. I'm not good. I'm not good with, showing stuff like that in terms of, I've always tried to not make this channel about me in any way. And so, but I just wanted to show it to tell him I appreciate the gesture. Okay. So here, I wanted to let everybody know this is where I'm going. Leading up to this congressional hearing, here's what I want to focus on. What I'm going to focus on is making sure that all the congressional committee is this one, the one that's going to have the hearings. It's the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services. These are all of the members. Maxine Waters is the chairwoman. These are the people that we want leading up to this hearing. This is the timeline. Here's the video from Charles Gasparino that laid out that this was going to be SE sanctioned and CFTC was working with them too. This 2018 is when they could have, if they wanted to, they could have created a framework for the entire industry. They chose this group of people, whoever they are, they chose to try to create a framework that would give Bitcoin and Ethereum a monopoly on this industry. That's what they tried to do. And I don't think that it's right for Congress to go to have these hearings and not be fully aware of these people who are, a lot of them are going to be the CEOs that are sitting in front of them now. I think that they need to be held accountable in conjunction with this for why they tried to do it the way they did and create a quasi-monopoly for Bitcoin and Ethereum when they could have. This didn't have to happen. We didn't have to be here in 2021 dealing with this. But that's what they did. And look, just like I hold my children accountable, people that want to do the wrong thing, they need to be held accountable too. So I'm putting in front of some of these people on the finance committee the things that matter. This is John Deaton's tweet. You'll remember these are the facts and they are not in dispute. These Congress people, they need to have this in front of them. They need to see exactly what's going on so that they have all the facts of who's who, and when they're fixing this, they know who's been involved to this point and what their intentions were then and what they are now, because I think it matters. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that we have the timeline. We have the video. We have their own words. You can call us what you want. You can call us, what have we been called? Conspiracy theorist, and that what we say is vitriolic and condescending. Well, you'll just have to forgive me if I'm all those things, because we're pissed off, and we have a right to be, because we know what they tried to do in 2018, and we've proven it. And so, yeah, I'm a little condescending. I'm a little pissed off. You can call it conspiracy, but that's not what it is. It's truth, because we have the timelines. We have the video. And if you want to call me a conspiracy theorist, then you come on my channel and we will go through the timeline. And I don't care if that's somebody involved in Ethereum or somebody from the SEC or somebody on the timeline. All we got to do, I'll get John Deaton on here too. We'll have you on, and you can show us where we're conspiracy theorists. We'll go through the timeline. We'll play the videos for you. Tell us where we're wrong. I'd love to know where I'm wrong. Thanks for listening.